Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing the top 10 receivers in Madden 25. This list was honestly pretty hard for me to make, but there is some standout names you might see. But we're going to start out with number 10, and this is going to be Chris Godwin. This card came out for free agency promo, as you can see. 6'1", pretty solid height there. That's a good height threshold. Also, all 32 team chems, which is huge. That means getting him to 99 speed would be so easy. If you have John Ross, that'll give him +1 speed, and then 20 any theme team would get him another +1. Or you have 40 theme team somewhere, get him all the way up. He does get okay abilities. His abilities aren't the craziest. The all theme teams is what really helps him. As you can see, he only gets third down threat for 0. If you want mid in, mid out, that's cool. I wouldn't recommend playmaker because people already get that from their QBs with backyard QB or master tack. As you can see, he has a bunch of different other abilities. If you have AP to spend, he does get a bucket right here. Mid in, mid out is pretty cool. Honestly, been messing around with grab and go 2 for rack animations, but if you want to do mid in, mid out, that's perfectly fine. For what you would throw to him, you gotta put on what you use him for. If he only runs deep out, put deep out on him. If he only runs mid ins, put mid in on him. But put to what your scheme is. He gets okay abilities, and that's why Chris Godwin's at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Garrett Wilson. Only problem with these roster revolution cards are the medals. It just sucks. And the medal shouldn't be a thing for roster revolution cards, but it is. Garrett Wilson has a good height. 97 speed's pretty good. Only Jets theme team, but if you have John Ross, 98 speed. If you do have a Jets theme team, that obviously means 99 speed. But he gets decent abilities. He gets route tech for 3. I think route tech's becoming more and more important as the weeks go on. But 3 AP route tech's kind of expensive. They're somewhat cheaper. He does get mid in for 0. Which is something I'd use. And then he also gets a bunch of 1 AP buckets, as you can see. If you had another 0 AP somewhere, that's something you could use. But honestly, with this card, I would just be using mid-in. Or if you can pay for route tech, I definitely would be using it. Now, coming in at number 8 is Randy Moss. It may come as a surprise for everybody. The Randy Moss card is really good. 98 speed, 96 XL. Everybody knows Randy Moss cards play great. But he's just expensive. His abilities aren't really where I want them to be to. Randy Moss, he has human joystick, outside apprentice, and red zone threat all for 0. I'd probably use human joystick here. And honestly, I really don't like red zone threat in my opinion. But I wouldn't want to spend AP on my receiver unless it's for route tech or something like that. So human joystick, red zone threat. If he gets another 0 down here, it'd be nice. But he doesn't, I don't believe. Yeah, no, he doesn't get another 0. That's why Randy falls so far. He is dropping in price, which means he's become more affordable, which means he is probably a better option as he becomes cheaper and cheaper, but his abilities just aren't there for me. Now, coming in at number 7, we have T. Higgins Gauntlet card. I know he's 1.5 mil. That's the same price as Randy, I believe. 97 speed, only Bengals chem, 6'4". About the same build as Randy. But he gets better abilities. As you can see, he gets route tech for 2, which is really good. If you're spending AP, route tech for 2 is probably the cheapest you're going to get. And then I would also do something like jukebox. You wouldn't need backyard receiver, deep out. So just route tech, jukebox is probably something I'd run. This T. Higgins card is really good. It's just he's kind of expensive. And he has Bengals chem. Bengals theme team is kind of rare to see now. But you see him every so often. Now coming in at number 6 is Jamar Chase, another Bengals receiver. We were just talking about him. He's about 1 million coins, as you can see. 97 speed, 99 XL, which is pretty good. A good height, 6 foot. Like I said before, 5'11" to like 6'1", 6'2" is a really good height range. He does get some solid abilities. He does get route tech for 2, like I like, and he does get mid out for 0. So he gets another good catching ability. So he gets good catching abilities. I do think this is a better stack than what T. Higgins had. He also, in my opinion, is a better height than T. Higgins. T. Higgins still might play good. He does get a couple 0s here, as you can see, so you can use whatever you want here with the mid out that was already there. The mid in is probably what I would do, in my opinion. And then if he gets another one, I would honestly do grab and go, try to get better animations when you rack the ball. But that's why Jamar Chase falls at number 6. Now coming in at number 5, we have John Ross. This card is very, very good. As you can see, 5'11" is in that good height range. Bengals, Giants, Eagles, chems. Eagles team's arguably the best team in the game. It probably is on paper, probably the best. He does have 98 base speed, and if you put the token on him, he gets 99 speed without even a theme team. And putting the token on him As you can see here, gives +1 speed and excel to all receivers regardless of team. So if you have this card, he's very affordable, 400k. This card is a must on all teams in my opinion, especially if you have the token on him, very much a must. And then he gets some decent abilities too. Nothing too crazy, but you can do something like jukebox or red zone threat. And then, I mean, there's so much. You can run off elite. I mean, it's not crazy abilities right now, but these abilities, they're all free, so you're not using no AP on him. As you can see, there's one more thing. I'd probably do grab and go here, in my opinion. And then he does get some, there's another ability bucket here. You can do whatever you want there, but he does get start on X Factors, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have played it. I've played some bottlenecks already, bottleneck man. If you didn't know, to beat man, you need any type of receiver X Factor. Double me, rack them up, yak them up, all those X Factor abilities, or even just as an X Factor that starts on, that gives you getting off the press animations. And as you can see, he gets rack 'em up here, so I do recommend using that if you feel like you do play that play style a lot. This John Ross falls at number 5. Now coming in at number 4 is probably the most expensive card all year, and that is Calvin Johnson. All 32 team chems is very good, so you can get on any team. Getting him to 99 speed is pretty much a no-brainer. It's pretty free, but the problem is he's 10 million coins. He does get good abilities though. As you can see, double me, like I said, if you play a lot of bottlenecks, this double me would break it. And then he gets third down threat. I'd probably say tank for 1 is really good on receivers. A lot of people try to hit stick now, especially with all the avalanches, so tank is something you might want to invest in. He does get a couple zeros here. You can do whatever you want. Mid-end elite's probably where I'd go, or the grab and go. Yeah, here he gets a bunch of good abilities. This Calvin's very good. It's just, if you have 10 million coins, there's other cards you can honestly be buying. Now coming in at number 3 is Cordero Patterson. This card is very good. I personally used him a lot. He has 97 speed, 97 excel. If you put the token on him, he gets +1 jumping, and then +1 jumping, juke move, and catching traffic to all receivers. And then he has Falcons, Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Patriots, and Steelers chems. Some of those teams are pretty decent right now. I believe the Patriots and the Steelers are actually coming up. So are the Vikings, I think, a little bit. But ability-wise, this is where the Cordero Patterson shines. As you can see, he gets baked on Acrobat, Leapfrog. Acrobat just helps you with diving catches, which don't happen often. If you go to his ability buckets, he gets Angry Runs for 4. If you want to experiment with that, you can, but personally, I won't do it. Deep Elite for 0, Energizer 0, Jukebox, Route Apprentice, Route Tech, and Tank, all discounted. I believe the stack you should be running here is Route Tech and Tank. I've had times where I throw a drag to my Cordero Patterson. Someone tries to hit stick me. I like this 2 or 3 yards up the field, and I end up taking the drag 30, 40 yards because of the tank lighting up. So Route Tech Tank is something I'd be using. I'd be putting Jukebox there. And then these abilities are always up to you. At this point, I'm not using none other than probably grab and go. And then that's Cordero Patterson. Him getting tank is very overpowered. Tank on these receivers now is probably the best it's ever been. And that's why Cordero Patterson falls at 3. Now coming in at number 2, we have Justin Jefferson. As you know, Vikings chem, good height, 97 speed, 97 excel. They juiced this card so much. As you can see, around 450k is around his price. If we go to his abilities here, he does get a good stack. They juiced him. I don't know why they juiced him over all the other Team of the Year receivers that came out, but they did. Gave him Route Tech for 2, which is a really good discount. That's probably the second best in the game. I would pay for this. And then he also gets Double Me for 2. Like I said before, if you run into a lot of bottlenecks, run Double Me, run Rack 'em up, run Yak 'em up, anything like that, that'll give you better releases against it, and it'll kind of counter it. So if you're going against a lot of those, put on Double Me and you guys won't have a problem. He does get some other discounted abilities here. Like I said, if you want to do mid-in, mid-out, you can, or grab and go. I experimented with it. It seems pretty cool. I don't know how much times it gives me a better rack animation. I do think it's depending on how your QB throws the ball and where he puts it, but this Justin Jefferson falls at number 2. Now coming in at number 1, it's Christian Watson. Very, very expensive card. As you say, 3.8, 4.3, very expensive card. If you put the token on him, it gives +1 jumping, +1 spec catch, and medium route running to all receivers. It's not nothing crazy, so you necessarily don't need the token on him. He does get all Green Bay Packers motivators, which is pretty cool. If you have a Green Bay Packers team, he's really good. 6'4", so he's one of the taller receivers. He has 98 speed base. If you have John Ross, you get him to 99 speed easy. On a theme team, obviously he gets 99 speed no matter what. He does get acrobat, like I said before, just diving catches, leapfrog for hurdling, and he gets really good discounts. He gets double me for 1 and rack him up for 1. I personally would be running both on him if I did have him. Jukebox for 0 is probably the next way I go, and then grab and go probably here towards the end. Christian Watson is by far receiver 1 in the game. Justin Jefferson is the next closest, and Cordero Patterson, and then I think it's a big gap between everyone else. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.